Bueno afternoon. How y'all doing? Yeah, it's Thursday, September 11th. It's an important day in U.S. history. Obviously, we know the tragedy that occurred in this day. So our heartfelt prayers always go to the families who lost loved ones and suffered through that tragic event. I think I was like 1 or 2 years old when it happened. I was living in Jersey, probably about 45 minutes from Manhattan. And my mom tells me like, we were just at the house and she would have the news playing in the morning and she couldn't stop crying that day. So it was definitely an emotional day for a lot of people. So hopefully, man, something like that doesn't ever occur again in the future, man, 'cause it was definitely tragic. A few other tragic news. Um, we had recently Charlie Kirk died. He's a vocal uh, conservative who definitely pushed the envelope for good dialogue, debate. I listened to him a few times on YouTube, social media. I mean, some of his viewpoints probably differed from mine, but most of them seem reasonable. Um, he seemed like a very uh, logical, reasonable person, someone who could comprehend, somebody else who differed from his viewpoints. And that's what we need, man. We need people who can have good dialogue without feeling uh, the sense of violence or threat, right? For vocalizing your opinion. So we need to get to a place, man, where it's safe to be yourself and to be accepted by others who are different without the repercussion of dying. It's crazy. It's really super crazy. And then there was another incident too, which you guys have probably seen in the news. This lady getting stabbed, uh, in the train by a young, well, I guess middle-aged black male. And it's tragic, man. It's tragic. I see these news. I really don't be keeping up with the news like that. I see stuff like that, man, and I guess it just reminds me a lot of, Bible prophecy, and how things are going from bad to worse. And ultimately at least I have a personal conviction of what's going to be happening in the future. But yet my life doesn't always reflect the same level of urgency. Um, like these past few weeks, I haven't been super locked in spiritually. Um, and especially when I go on vacations and leading up to it, I do tend to like lose focus. And this video, I just want to talk about setbacks because although I won't go in detail about my personal struggle, um, I deal with a certain vice, and I had a setback yesterday, and it really is really frustrating because I've been trying to tackle this for the last 2 years, 2 years and a half, and it's just been ups and downs. You know, there's been months that I've been clean, other months where I've just been struggling, um, and I've set in place the triggers and my accountability partners and talking to those more mature than me, my family. But it's not easy, man. It's not easy. And for myself, even though setbacks are, you know, not ideal, what I always try to focus on is the bigger picture. You know, what is your end goal? And my end goal has always been to try to be a better husband and a better father, a better brother, son, friend. That's always been my goal since I was younger. So, and for that goal to come to fruition, I can't give up. I got to keep moving forward, even though it pains every time that the flesh and imperfection take over. But as I kindly remember, and those who are spiritually leaning will concur that, we're fighting different forces. Obviously our own fleshly desires. But man, Satan the devil's at work, man. He's really working overtime to try to get people to not think about the service to God, to not think how messed up this world is, and to just engulf themselves with personal vendettas, pursuits, selfish gains, at the detriment of those around you and even to your own self. So I think for me, man, it's just being self aware, being vocal, being transparent, and just taking it one day at a time. I think those are the things that will help me move forward, identify what I did wrong. Like yesterday, I didn't record a video. I honestly forgot. But I felt bad not doing so. And I don't know if that triggered me because I let down on, I let myself down. You know, I didn't honor my word of recording 4 videos this week, which I know to a lot of people might not seem like a big deal. But man, when you promise yourself something, when you promise yourself something, or you tell yourself you're gonna do something and you don't do it, that's where self-love starts to take a back seat. Because now you start to question yourself. Like, man, if I can't even hold myself accountable and even do the things that I tell myself I'm gonna do, then how can I expect to ever foster that outwardly to everybody else? I mean, you start to lose respect for yourself. And for me, it's always a direct correlation of what I think and what I do that will positively affect my life. If I do them on a consistent basis, I can stay strong in every other area and help others. When I start to fail on myself and I start to break promises to myself, that's when the self-doubt starts to creep in, and that's when I start to walk backwards, man. So for all those who are struggling, and everybody has their own personal struggles, just keep fighting, man. Keep fighting. Today might be a setback, tomorrow might be a victory. But the future is guaranteed. And if we don't throw the white flag, if we don't fall on our knees and give up, if we keep on fighting, we are going to be blessed on the long run. I truly believe it. And first and foremost, God is watching. And He sees the effort that you put in each and every day. Some more than others, guaranteed, but what are you doing, man, to keep on going? So keep pushing. And I hope together we can make a better future with the better versions of what we're trying to create today. So thank y'all for listening. Today was a little bit longer video. I just want to tap into that. I need to vent a little bit. Um, yeah, man, we're just moving forward. So thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna check in tomorrow, and I know I keep saying I'm gonna try to make a video on the weekend. We'll try to Sunday. We'll make a video Sunday, cause my mother's leaving to Dominican Republic. I'm gonna have the crib to myself, so it'll be perfect. All right, guys. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see y'all Sunday. Deuce.